Hello and welcome to the 52 Coffees podcast. I am Cindee Williams, your host, and I am so thankful you are here today because you are going to get some education, and that is awesome. Every week, I have on amazing women who are just living exceptional lives, who are advancing daily and achieving their dreams. So today is absolutely no exception. So excited to introduce our guest. First, I want you to know that 52 Coffees podcast is sponsored by Lead My Life, which is a dynamic community and coaching platform for women who are ready to unlock the life of their dreams. If you want to know more, go check us out at leadmylife.com, and we would love to have you join our community. So today we have with us a fabulous guest, and she is first just a beautiful, wonderful woman, and I can't wait for her to tell her story. I met her a few months ago, and she told me that she was involved in AI, and I was like, I'm scared to death of it. What's going on? I'm a writer. They're going to steal everything, all the fear. And so she dispelled my fears, and I'm like, okay, I got to have her on because I feel like there's a lot of that around our conversation. So today I have on Vivian Welsh, and she is the owner of Vivians.io, AI on demand. That's the tagline of now. And she is going to just help us learn about the intersection of AI plus human-centric technology. I love that. So welcome, Vivian.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me and asking me to join your podcast. I feel completely honored to be here. And I'm super happy to help dispel some fears, some myths, and give you nice tips along the way to make it feel more attainable because that's what we need, just to make it feel more attainable and easy to grasp. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, just take away some of that fear. So I want you to tell us first. You have a fun story, and the women that I work with, you share that story. So please tell us like the beginning of your journey. How did you get here to working with AI?
so it's kind of a funny story because, we just have a plan and then other things happen.
Yep.
Uh, but I did get to stay home with my kids for 17 years.
Mm,
I have three, and now they're grown, but I was hoping more to stay, a full time mom for a bit longer.
yeah.
But, a couple years ago, we had kind of a pivotal moment in our family, and my husband was super unhappy with his job. And it was just time. It was time for him to change, pivot, and just do something different. I didn't realize I'd be joining in on this something different, but that is how we got started. So
Yeah.
he went and got, all this training. He's more my technical person. I
Mhm.
have learned everything. I understand the concepts and how they work and how to piece everything together, how to talk to customers about what they might need and things like that. But I really do not want to learn all the technical stuff. So for everybody that's out there that says, "Oh, that's too techy for me," I'm your girl. And let me tell you, you can do it because I utilize AI every day
Yeah.
and I am not technical. So everyone can do it.
Yeah, I love that. Just right there, I think we can just all go, ah, okay. You know what? And that's how I was when I started at age 50. I'm a late bloomer, and I had to
Right.
learn so much tech. I'm not a techie person, but
Right.
you learn which with what's in your threshold to learn, and then
Mhm.
you find the right people to sit in the right seats. And for you, it
Ex-
was hubby. I mean, how
Yes.
better is
Yeah.
that?
I was, I will be really honest in the beginning, I was very begrudgingly coming along,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
because it wasn't my plan. But
Right.
now, honestly, I'm so happy that I did. I'm so happy that I started just opening my heart up to it and saying yes to what was being presented to me because we are making a difference. And it is, I love touching people and I get to meet so many awesome women, especially uh, that it just impacts their life and I find it empowering for them. So I'm so thrilled. And I'm be meeting so many great people like you. I would have not met you otherwise.
No,
So
no, we met at our Empowered Women in Wellness event. So that was fantastic. And I love how this allows you to lean into your gifts. So you're
Hmm.
you're raising your hand saying, I'm not a really techie person, but I have found my place within this company and I found how I can contribute and look at how you're blossoming. Really,
Yes, yes,
and that's the beautiful thing when you find your place, you find where you're in the flow of what I call work, faith, and life, and you lean into that and you're
right.
leaning into the people part. I love it.
Yes, that is my gift. And I love that I get to do that. So it's been a wonderful experience.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's just start kind of like right from the beginning. When I
Hmm.
met you, I had just listened to something, very fear mongering about, writers and how, we got to protect our, what we're doing because you can just copy, they could just copy what you're writing and then put it into their voice. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to protect my work. And I
Right.
was afraid. I was afraid. And when I met you, you really helped calm my fear. So let's just
Oh,
start
good.
there. What are the fears surrounding AI right now, and how can we dispel them?
Right. So many people are afraid that they're going to lose their job.
Yes.
Just straight, that is fundamental fear. It's going to come over and take my job. It's going
Hmm.
to change my livelihood. That's number one.
Hmm.
And we'll address that. We can
Yeah.
come back to that.
Yeah.
Um, and then also just the fear of, I don't know exactly how to do this. I don't know what AI can do. I hear all these things like, oh, it tells you lies. What are other myths that I hear? People are going to know you're using AI and they're going to think you're fake. It's basically all just the fear of the unknown. That's
Right.
what I would boil it down to. Everything that I hear is the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
But, you know, so I ask, jump into it.
Yeah.
Go educate yourself a little bit. Go listen to podcasts like this. Listen to there's so many snippets, even on TikTok, where you
Yeah.
can just learn quick little ways that you can utilize it. And it doesn't have to be for business at
Right.
all. You can utilize AI. This is a great example. So I am a frugal shopper and I got a lamp from my Facebook marketplace place, where you just start,
Yeah.
"Oh, I need that. I need that little lamp." So I bring it home. It's in a box. So I think it's new, but the cord had been cut off,
Oh.
the plug-in part.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm not an electrician. I was like, oh, well, this is terrible. So I take a picture of it on my ChatGPT account and I say, how do I make this work?
Mm.
And it walks me right through it. I got a
Wow.
little adapter. It showed me exactly which side to wrap around where, and my
Mm.
lamp is now working.
Wow. Incredible. So that's like it took what we would Google and
Right.
put it on steroids.
And put it on steroids because it gave me a step by step guide on
Yeah.
what I needed to buy and how I needed to do it.
Right.
So, and you can also, another thing you can do is say, how confident are you in the accuracy of
Mm.
this?
Mm.
That's a quick little tip
Mhm.
because it'll tell you, I'm 68% confident. Okay, well, what would make it so that you would be more like 95% confident? And it'll tell you, it'll say, ask you questions. Another thing I always say is have a conversation with it like you would be texting a friend.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be anything formal. It doesn't have to be anything that is long, just start. That's all I ask. Go, it's free.
Yeah.
It's free. All the models have free options.
Mhm.
Uh, ChatGPT is probably the most used one, but
Mhm.
there's Claude, there's Perplexity, there's so many. I
Right.
personally, Claude has been pretty incredible lately.
Right.
Keep
Right.
on improving, so that's exciting. And so yeah, just that. But we were talking about fears, and that's really what the first one is just the unknown.
Yeah.
And so many people are just afraid.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're seeing my
And
little dog.
well, not just of AI, but in all areas of life, I see it. And to me, that's exactly what fear is. It's the unknown. And I have a little acronym for fear that I use. And because we go mountain climbing and I love to mountain climb, only I'm scared of heights. So
Oh, same here.
yeah, so we get sometimes to these places and you're looking down and you got to get to the next level and I'm scared to death, and it's all the pit of your stomach. So that happened a couple years ago and I came up with this acronym for fear and F is just turn and face it. You have to
Right.
face your fear and that's what you have to do, with this AI. It's coming. It's here. So
It's
we have
here.
to just turn on our heel, square off our shoulders and just face it. Then we need to evaluate it.
Yep.
You gotta take away the ignorance,
Right.
so you gotta know something about it, and then you need to act on it. Just
Mm-hmm.
take one little step forward, like what you did with the lamp and all this,
Uh-huh.
act on
Just
it.
really small,
Yeah, and then R is just relax into it. Just
right? Go at your pace.
yeah, just
Don't
take
you
a
don't
deep
have
breath.
to, start everything AI. Just go at
No.
your pace.
Right, right. So following your advice, just from our one, I don't know, maybe we talked 5 minutes about it. Not, I don't
Yeah.
even think that. So just with your little ounce of courage that you gave me, I'm like, I am spending so much time writing just my descriptions on social media.
Right.
Like I write the
Mhm.
blog and all of that, and just the descriptions that I have to put out. What if it could help me with that? So I would take my blog article and I would plug it in and I would say, give me, a 50-word description in my language
Perfect.
or
How it's
that's
written
warm or
in
that's
my
warm and
tone.
inviting.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and then it would give me some I'm like, "Oh, Vivian's onto something," and I think I use llama yeah, llama
Llama. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
I use that for it, but you're so right. It's just and then it gives me ideas for my blog articles, but I write it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. It's a tool. That's what I
yeah,
love to tell everybody. It's a tool, and you are the human in the middle.
yeah,
So use it. It's
yeah,
free.
yeah,
Utilize it. You can use it for how do I plan a party that would be perfect to include 3-year-olds?
right,
Whatever it is, it'll probably give you an outline that you can then use it as a
yeah,
tool and go.
yeah. Tell me this, what is it not designed to do?
Most of the models are not designed for lots of math.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. Yes, they fail at that.
Mm,
And yeah, all of the leaders would tell you it's not a math model.
okay.
So I would say accounting work, tax work, no, like a lot of
Bummer.
math. I know.
Bummer.
They're working on that. I know there are tools out there, but they're not very common at
Okay.
all for math. So they're not designed for that. And then they're honestly designed for single task uses.
Okay, I like
Many
that.
people, yeah, many people try to give it 10 different tasks,
Mhm.
one prompt or one direction set. It's not going to do a great job. So
Right.
like you would a text, like I always like to equate it like if I'm texting my son and he's at the grocery store,
Mhm.
please don't forget the milk. Okay, mom, please remember some eggs. Okay, mom. If I
Okay.
say a huge list of a million things to my son, he's gonna be like, "What?" I mean,
Okay.
I'll bring him home 8 of the 10 things, maybe.
Right.
It's
Right.
like that.
Yeah. I also found too, and I don't know if this is something that you find, is that if I said, give me like, I gave it a topic and said 30 days, break that down into like 30 different variations of that. Sometimes it would only give me like 12, like it went, that's
It goes
exhausting.
short. It goes
Like,
short. Right. So you could say something like, I would like to plan my calendar for 30 days. Ask
mhm.
me some questions and then return, enter that.
Oh, okay.
Ask me some questions that would help you do that and
Ah,
then return. And it'll ask you questions. Then you answer the questions
okay.
and it'll have more background information. And then you'll get your 30,
Okay. I love that.
especially the ones you want, the
Right.
things that would be helpful for you specifically.
Right, and then you can just you hone in on the ones that are good, and then it kind of takes it from there. So I've
Yeah.
actually been having a lot of fun with it.
Right? It's kinda like you're having a
Yeah.
conversation. And then you get the 30 ideas, and let's say you really like the 15 and you say, "I like these top 15 ones.
Mhm.
Now create 15 more that are like this."
Right.
And it'll give you 15 more, So it's just a conversation, one step sort of a thing that I would recommend.
Okay, I like that, the single task, because I hadn't thought
Uh-huh.
about that before. How would you utilize it if you had a virtual assistant, which I
Right.
do. I have a virtual assistant. Her name's Sheila. I've used her for years. I love her.
Uh-huh. She's
And, you know,
fabulous.
she's fabulous. She's in the Philippines, but I know that I'm going to, you know, I have certain tasks that she does. I don't have her write my descriptions because I want everything to be in my language. So how would, if you had a virtual assistant, which a lot of
Mhm.
people do, how would you utilize AI with them that would like give you the biggest bang for your buck?
Right. So one of the top things I think of is you do I believe you have to pay for the ChatGPT version that has the custom ChatGPTs.
Uh-huh.
So a custom ChatGPT is basically an AI agent designed to do one task.
Mm,
So at Vivian's, you can look up custom chat GPTs and type in Vivian's, and you'll see we have several.
okay.
But we created one for writing uncomfortable conversations, like
Oh,
emails. Let's say that Bob keeps eating your pizza at work,
darn
and
Bob.
you've asked Bob to stop, and
Right.
you're just fed up, right?
Hmm.
That kind of communication, like the same type of communication, you can create a chat GPT. And then that way, your assistant, the chat GPTs, let me back up a little bit, are trained to speak like Cindy,
Okay.
to have Cindy's culture in her business, lead my life, right?
Mhm.
That's,
Yes.
I said
Yeah.
that right.
Hmm.
Um, have all the background information on you. So
Hmm.
then your virtual assistant, like let's say you get a lot of emails
Yeah.
from people, which is awesome. We love that. But sometimes we don't have time to reply to everybody.
Hmm.
She can help you with that. And
Mm,
she could just plug that email that you got into the custom chat GPT, and it'll spit out an email that you would write and
interesting.
copy and paste, reply, done.
Yeah, and I
It'll be
mean, you
something.
can preview and everything, but you're not sitting there doing this all day long.
No,
It
no,
frees
no.
up your
And you
time.
can ask your assistant, your virtual assistant,
Huh.
Sheila, to put them in a drafts folder so you can then just quickly peruse them. I always recommend having a human in the middle.
Oh,
Do not just be completely automated. There's some tasks, like for instance, CRM reports.
yeah.
That is automated. I get that in my email. That's fine. I don't
Yeah.
need to be the human in the middle there. But most of them, be the human in the middle.
Yeah.
Um, and really, so that's just a pointed task, but you can think about things that your virtual assistant is doing repetitively,
Hmm.
and AI can usually help with that.
Yeah. I
So,
just,
yeah, any repetitive tasks that are happening over and over and over, you can usually create an AI agent that can help with that.
yeah. Yeah. It saves a lot of time and it helps her out too. I have my 90-day planners with purpose. And I have, you know, in each one, there's 14 stories and 14 teaching videos. And I needed descriptions for my YouTube channel, you know,
Sure.
and that was going to like take me forever. And so I said,
Right.
I told her, you know, just take all the stories one by one, pop them into Chat GPT, you know, again, and just give me 100 word, and it just like it was done in a couple hours. And then I just
Right.
previewed and boom, it was done and just huge time saving.
Huge time saving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially where you can feed the model information,
Hmm.
it's always going to be helpful.
Yeah, love that. So, what would you say about we have a need for connection. We're
Absolutely.
humans. We're humans,
Hmm.
and we need to be able to connect eye to eye. Even when we're sitting here on Zoom, I've had a psychologist talk to me about this. You know, we're connecting, but we're not getting the true benefit of eye to eye connection because there's a lapse in the time between us connecting. So
Right.
how do you see, I hear a lot of this, having, would it be called an avatar, like AI creating a second person of
One
you?
of you. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. What do you know about that?
So they're actually the experts that I follow. I'm part of this, group, AI group. It's called the AI Exchange. It started tiny and now it has ballooned and is huge, but they're pretty much AI experts in the field,
Right.
leading experts. And they do not recommend it. They do
Yeah.
not recommending an avatar, creating an avatar like you. They do recommend creating an avatar like maybe my dog,
Mm,
where her name's Coda. So Coda is our avatar, and you know that you're talking to Coda. You're not
right.
talking to Vivian,
Right.
because there have been cases where people have used personal avatars and sadly people, take it to the wrong way,
Right.
and and so then we don't have great connection and then bad things happen in your business. So
Right.
it is
Right.
not recommended to create an avatar to like make you be a double. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
The technology is just not there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
one
was
day.
watching.
But I really believe that human contact is key for us,
Mm,
and we are already lacking it, especially with social media and things.
mhm,
So I like to use AI to give me that time back
mhm.
so that I can connect personally with people instead of, "Oh, I'm busy, heads down, doing this repetitive work." Now I have freed up hours, like you said, writing descriptions so
Right.
that I can actually go have coffee with a friend and actually
Yeah.
connect.
Yeah.
I really
That's what we
believe that.
call at Lead My Life. We teach to be efficient with your time so you can be effective in your relationships. Because what does all this technology that's freed up all this time in our lives, right? Supposedly, it just gets filled. It's like water, it just seeps into everything. So we're not any um we have way more to do and we're way more busy than we ever have been before,
Mhm.
live these horribly stressful lives. So
Yeah,
these things that are supposed to be saving us time, we're not using it like that. So it's like, okay, we need to use this to in a way for efficiency.
right.
And so that
Right.
we can have that lifestyle, that flow, that work is in, I call it compartmentalized here, and our lifestyles over here and our face here, but it all flows together and brings us peace.
Yes, yes, and make
Yeah,
us whole people.
right.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, love that. So AI
Mhm.
being, it is a great disruptor. It is,
It is.
when the
It
internet
is.
came
It's
around,
disrupting everything.
yeah, but so did the internet, and I think back at poor Blockbuster, we always use it as the big, disruptor when streaming came around. So there's
Right.
always moves. There's
Yes. There's
shifts.
shifts.
So yeah,
Yes.
let's talk
Yes.
about AI as the disruptor and what is your take on that?
Yeah. So I do think that, customer service will be one of the areas that will be affected the most.
Mhm.
However, every time I train at companies, I always encourage the leadership to upskill their people and teach them how to use AI
Mhm.
and make it a part of their system because you're doing them a favor. So let's say that, AI comes in and handles customer service prob- probably better than a human right now,
Mhm.
depending on your industry. Those people can go on and do different jobs because they have been trained to use that AI.
Mhm.
And then there are jobs that are coming out of AI, such as writing prompts,
Mhm.
such as companies are looking for AI engineers now. How can they come in and engineer AI into my business? That's a job role.
Mhm.
Um, so I would say definitely lean in and learn. Sorry,
Yeah,
lean in and learn because it will make you much more hireable. I know a lot of job roles are looking for AI experience now.
right, right. And it's just a shift. Well, it truly is a mindset.
It
So
is.
you
It's
can
a
sit there and
mindset.
go, I'm afraid of it. Is my job at risk? It may be,
It
so
may be
so how
so
do you
evolved.
pivot? Yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
How
yeah,
do you pivot?
definitely.
What skills do you need to learn today so that you can be relevant tomorrow? And
Right.
so I like what you suggested there. What do you think the type of jobs right now that are the most at risk from AI taking over?
You know, I work with a lot of different industries,
Right.
not just one type. And I haven't seen, I personally haven't seen jobs being deleted.
Okay.
They've been augmented.
Mm-hmm.
They have made their jobs more streamlined. So many companies are trying to be more profitable.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, that everybody's happy. So AI does come in and add profit to the
Mm-hmm.
bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen people getting laid off or losing their jobs. I've seen their jobs changing and adding and evolving,
Okay.
but I honestly haven't seen anybody. It actually would break my heart if I came in and developed systems and then I saw 10
Yeah,
people leave.
people getting laid off and
Yeah,
yeah.
and I actually, if that's what companies are looking to do, I don't work with them because that's not human centric.
Right, right. So we want to, if you see that coming, which we all should,
Yeah,
within whatever industry, how can I use it? How can I make myself the most valuable to my
learn
employer?
how to prompt,
Yeah,
learn how to give the AI directions.
yeah.
It's not hard. It's like asking a question, giving it a role, telling it what to do. Just get a little bossy,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, be in control. You
Yeah.
take control. Okay, I love that. Speaking to entrepreneurs, a
Yes.
lot of the women that I work with are solopreneurs, mompreneurs, they're just starting out, in that little 50 plus community. They want to do something new and amazing with their life.
So awesome.
I was just at a meeting yesterday, with a consulting meeting, and she was like, I can't do all the content creation that you're asking me to do. And I'm like, okay, well, let's talk AI. You need to get exposure for your
Hmm.
business. Let's
Hmm.
talk AI.
Right.
So what would you say the best ways for your mompreneur, your solopreneur, the one who's bootstrapping their company,
Yes.
how can they
Get
use AI to their advantage?
most of, solopreneurs, mompreneurs are on social media
Mm-hmm.
and they have to develop their presence. So get on a free version of ChatGPT and start asking for it to develop a 30-day program for your social media.
Okay.
That is number one. Copy and paste that into Word,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can then keep it and then get yourself a calendar app that can you can throw all of those descriptions already made, and then
Mm-hmm.
you might have like a cute picture of a heart or whatever it is your business is.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that together and put it into Hootsuite or Buffer
Right.
so
And
that
schedule it out.
you don't have to be sitting there. And I actually, before I was working like this, I was trying to do other things and I would schedule just 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
And that would save me, it would take me maybe an hour,
Yeah.
and it was perfect. And immediately my followers started,
Increasing.
adding up. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you get the
So that would
consistency.
be, yes, yeah. And I would also ask ChatGPT, like, give it your business model.
Mm-hmm.
Say, let's say that I'm selling caramel apples.
Mm-hmm.
How would I go to business with this? Help me
Yeah.
develop a business plan. Help
Mm.
me organize my time around this. Uh, Anything that you would ask a consultant that may be helping you develop your business, ask ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
And then, don't just read it, take the
No.
information and apply it.
Well, yeah, you have to take it and make it yours. But I
Right.
had never even thought about that, asking for help, because do you know that 70% of small business owners do not have a plan? They don't
Uh,
have a business plan ever.
yeah.
And that's so common, they just, oh, I have a great idea. Let's open in the morning, let's
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
let's just open the doors, and you have to have a plan. I just had Diana Moret on my podcast Monday, and she's a fractional CFO, and that's what she said. The number one thing that you have to do is just even just a one-page business plan.
And
Just
that's what people are even looking for, especially if you want funding, just to have a one-page business plan that's ready to
right.
go.
Right. Yeah, fantastic idea. I hadn't thought about that before. So yeah, thank you. That's great. And then with the social media ideas, you have to book out your calendar, get it scheduled, and you're
Right,
freeing up time because if you're going into business, you're not going into business for it to own you.
right.
Want to own your business. You need to develop the skills, the scale, to scale it out. And let's give Chat GPT a job. Put it in.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, give it a
Yeah,
job. Tell it what to do.
yeah, right. Tell me about, because I've been seeing this and I haven't dabbled in this myself, but I see people posting, oh, I just used, AI to form all my videos for the next month. How would you use AI for video?
Oh, that there's a lot of different apps. One of my favorites right now is Vidio, which is Vidio,
Oh, okay.
and it is so amazing and easy. Let's say that you're okay, so let's when you speak at events,
Yeah,
someone records your entire speech.
yeah.
You load that into video. It will chop it up into chunks for reels, chunks for posting online, chunks for TikTok, and add the transcription to
Oh,
it. Easy. It looks
wow.
great. And then you can just use it. So that's what I mean. That saves you so much time.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Wow. Could you do
Yes,
something like even just putting this podcast in?
absolutely. Cut
Yeah.
it up. Yes, yes.
Oh, and just put
Yeah.
little,
You can use it as a little, you know how you can do I'm not great at video language. So the trailer or whatever it is, the little snippet at the
yeah.
beginning,
Uh-huh.
it'll create that for you. It will put transcription on everything we said. It will make it vertical. It'll make it landscape. I mean, it's fantastic.
Okay. So that's in
There
my
is a
notes.
fee for that though.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's
you know,
nominal. I think it's $20 a
okay.
month
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
very nominal. I find that all of the AI tools are very inexpensive.
Right, right. And it's worth the 20-30 bucks a month. What is your time worth?
Right.
Okay, I
Exactly.
could sit there and do all that video chopping by myself and spend an entire week probably doing it, or I could pay
Yes.
20 bucks a month and have it done and maybe give it to
Oh,
my VA to work on and take it.
totally. That's another great idea to give it
Yeah.
to your VA to do. And then you just get all the little chunks and you again, use your buffer app or your Hootsuite, whatever you want to use, and post.
And just schedule it out. Okay.
Hmm.
You know what? I feel like as I'm talking to you, it's like the weight is being lifted off.
Oh, I am so glad. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're tools for us to utilize. And the more
right,
you utilize them, the better you're going to be set for work. If you are in a workplace or if you own your own business, the better you're going to be set for giving yourself time,
right,
you
right.
know.
That's truly, I mean, for what I do, I know your mission is really just to blend this whole tech side, the AI, with the human element. And really where we're still in control and we're using it as a tool, like you
Absolutely.
said.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
just a tool,
Yeah, for me, I want to see women being able to take their lives back, and
right?
to really just create that flow within their life where they're not like stressed out, that they have a plan and they can actually
Yes.
live their lives. And this is such a wonderful tool for them to be able to do that, to really take
Super
that.
empowering. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
Yeah, it is
absolutely.
super important, empowering.
So what I want to know now, I thank you for all that wonderful information. I'm
Of
actually like
course.
really excited to get off and go play on some of these
Look
things.
it all up.
Yeah, what you mentioned. I want to know what is Miss Vivian doing next? What's coming up next in your life that you're excited
So
about?
I am actually doing a lot of different things, but one of the things, like a tiny thing that I'm adding, is that I'm celebrating my little wins.
Wonderful.
So I'm
So proud of you.
stopping and saying, "Hey, Vivian, you did a good job today on
Yeah,
this."
yeah,
Because I do get really caught up. and oh, we've got this and this and this and that, and then I start feeling like, well, I mean, what am I doing anyways? What am I finishing?
Yeah.
So adding little wins, that's my little one. My big one is I'm in a master's program.
Oh, really? Oh, tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm actually working on getting my master's for being a marriage and family therapist.
Oh,
And it is truly something that I've always wanted to do. And, there's never a great time.
no, there never is. There never is.
There's
I
never a
heard
great
Ed
time.
Milet talk, was it Ed Milet? No, Alex Hormozy talked about this the other day, the win then equation. Have you ever heard that? I was
Oh,
like,
listen to him all the time.
yeah, but when I make enough money, then I
Right.
will start saving. When I lose the weight, then I'll do
Yes.
this. And it's like, so there's never enough time because we're always going, oh, well, when this happens, then I'll do it.
Uh-huh.
When
Uh-huh.
then, when then. And so I
And
love,
then no, I was like,
yeah,
no, we're starting a business and I'm starting my master's program. So
amen. You go.
yes, I know. And I just finished my first year. So I will be finishing in a year and a half. And that's my big goal right now. And
Yeah,
of course, growing our business. I
yeah,
would actually like to scale uh, internationally, but right now we're working on scaling nationally
yeah,
instead of just working locally. So
right,
that's the
right.
business goals. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on.
I love that. And you know what? Midlife is just such a beautiful awakening. It is. We got so much to accomplish and so much to do. And I just find it terribly exciting, but you have to shift your mindset around it.
You really do. I did have to do a little work around, my kids leaving
Yeah,
and growing up. And I still have a little one. I mean, he's not little, he's 17, but
yeah.
he's still a sophomore. No, I'm sorry. He's a junior now
Yeah,
in high
yeah.
school. And so he'll be done in no
Yeah.
time, so I did have to, because that's different. It's different when
It will be
you're,
different. It will be
yeah,
different. And the thing is that you have to prepare for that. And it is a loss.
it
It
is.
is a loss and we have to recognize it as such and know and give it um the respect that deserves and give ourselves a little space to feel that. I didn't do that. We hit empty nesthood and we took off running and remodeled our house for a year and a half. I mean, so we didn't have to like think about it. So we
Right,
filled it with a big activity.
right.
And then afterwards I tanked. So it's good to give yourself the space and know, okay, this is coming and it's going to be different and have a plan around that. So oh my
Yes.
gosh, you have so much going on. I'm proud of you. I'm proud for you
Oh,
celebrating your
thank
wins.
you.
And then
Thank
and then
you.
going back to school and doing something hard. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm so excited. I'm loving it. I am loving it, loving it.
Yeah, don't you find when you go back and it's like, gosh, I wish I was like this when I was 20, when I went to college,
I
and
know. And well, I find that because, I did all that when I was 20,
yeah,
I don't have that same stress, because we
right.
didn't know when we were 20 if this was going to work, or
Yeah,
because and my first degree was biology. I loved biology, but I didn't know if I was going to get into med school. Turns out I hate hospitals, life takes a right turn, then you go left,
yeah,
all these things. So now I'm like, yeah, life may look a little different. It might change. And you kind of feel a little bit safer in that
yes. In
kind of
that space.
wobbliness, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, we got some courage, girlfriend.
It's like, well, it's going to
Yeah,
work out.
it is. It
Yeah.
is. Well,
Be-
oh, go ahead.
well,
Yes, go ahead.
before we take off, just real quick, I wanted to give just 7 tips on how
Oh,
to
cool.
make AI a little bit more human.
Perfect. I love it. Go. You go.
So you want to take out, once you become a user of AI, you'll notice that there's certain words that AI uses, such
Uh-huh.
as delve. Um, I'm trying to think of another word. They're all funky words that we all don't use.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So you've seen those.
Yeah.
Take all that out and
Okay.
ask it in your prompt. Do not use the word delve. Like maybe there's one that keeps showing up for you. Tell
Okay.
it, don't use that.
Okay.
Also, when you're creating your social media posts, tell it, do not use that many emojis because that's a huge
Mm.
tell. When there's a ton of emojis, people are like, oh, that was totally
Okay.
AI. Sometimes AI can write very eloquently and
Mm.
long sentences. So
Mhm.
ask it to write at a fourth grade level. So it's a
Oh,
simple and quick the way it's going to say it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
And then we already touched on this, but doing one step at a time instead of
Mhm.
asking it to do 10 things at one time. That'll help it and make it gives you better output.
Yeah.
And then some people actually like to add typos to their work because we're not perfect, right? I personally, I can't. I don't
I
like that. I
can't.
can't. I'm like, ah,
Yeah, I have enough on my own. I mean, I'll see
yes, I
something, I'll
will.
go, "Oh, shoot," but the teacher in me,
I
no,
cannot. I
can't.
cannot. Agreed. Agreed. So, yeah, but I was just going to leave you guys with that
I love that.
and
I
make
love
it a little
all
more
those tips.
human.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
You're
That's like the
welcome.
last golden nugget.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
of
Well,
course, if anybody has questions, please don't hesitate. I'm always happy to ask or
yeah,
answer
so where
questions.
where can we find you? Like if somebody wanted to email you or look up
Yeah,
your
so
website
it's
or
yeah, we do have Facebook and Instagram at Vivian's. It's just as vivians.io, but my email is just vivians.io. Super easy,
perfect.
and I read all my email. So if anybody has questions, just send them my way.
And you're all over, so you don't have to be local to contact Vivian. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
Well, congratulations on all your things. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming and kind of dispelling the myths, making me breathe a little easier,
Yes,
taking some
yes,
tasks
that's
off
my
my back. But
goal.
really enjoyed having you. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe and tell your friends about it. Because every week we interview amazing women, and we're so thankful to have Vivian. Thank you for
Yes, it was
today.
my pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. Okay, see you next week.